needs man, and man must have his needs that no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today as we share in this service of love for Dr. Cecil Elitok. A special thank you to all of you who are joining us via the live stream from Turkey, Germany, Utah, Seattle, and around the world. Many of you may be wondering who in the world this woman up here is. My name is Darcy Miller, and I am honored and blessed to be a friend of the Elitok family. And if the service gets a little bit bumpy today, my apologies, this isn't my day job, but I have to say it's probably one of the most important jobs I've ever been asked to do. And with that, we'd like to start with a reading, which is going to be read today by Scylla. It is Life Well Lived by author unknown.
Life well lived. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter, better place. It's filled with moments sweet and sad, with smiles and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared and laughter throughout the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure. Thank you all for being here today. I just want to say how much I love my mom. One, because she's my mom, but also of how great a person she was. She was so sophisticated and funny and silly at the same time. And she was also my biggest supporter throughout everything that I've gone through. So thank you for being here.
Life is a journey for all of us, long or short, but it is particularly hard to bear the death of someone when life seems to have been cut way too short and you feel you deserved more time together. It is inevitable that you will feel grief and pain today and in the days and weeks and months and years to come. You may feel that her loss is unfathomable to put into words or impossible to accept. It may seem hard to find the appropriate words to say to her family, and there are no words that can do justice to such a profound loss. The hardest and the most rewarding part of being a human is to love. Love can bring us such great joy, but with that joy comes such intense grief when they have been lost. The depth of that sorrow is equally matched by the depth of your love for them. Let us remember the joy of having known her and the comfort of memories with her, that those are never lost. It brings a warmth to our soul and a smile to our face. As Dr. Seuss said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Every single one of us in this room, we're lucky enough to share in Cecil's life. Some have known her for a lifetime, and some for just a brief period of time. May you find those joyful memories, whether countless or just a few, as comfort in the fact that Cecil had footprints in your life, and you had footprints in her life too. The meaning of her name in Turkish is the chosen one. She was a chosen one. And with that responsibility, she also made incredible choices of her own. She chose to build a life that intersected with each of yours. She chose to have relationships with each of you. She chose to make our lives better. The chosen one. What a beautiful name. Speaking of her beautiful name, I do have a confession to make. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. Everything. Anyone who knows me knows I can pronounce nothing. When Cecil and I first met, she must have quickly gathered that insight about me. So she gratefully and gracefully told me to call her Cecil. In the wake of this service, I've been practicing pronouncing her name in Turkish. Secil. Ali, did I get that right? No. Okay then, we're just gonna stick with Cecil while I'm up here. Cecil, what a true gift to this world. That contagious smile, that easy laugh. She was so generous with her love. She had a way of making everyone feel welcomed into her life and instantly feel at ease. She was empathetic to everyone's unique journey in life and loved learning about everyone's journey as well. Kindness and compassion came effortlessly to her, and her elegance was admirable. She was one of the good ones. The family has asked me to share some of the additional amazing aspects of her life. Some of the roles that she played was the loving and devoted wife to Ali. She loved him from the moment she met him, and they devoted their lives together. The cherished and beloved mother to Scylla and Karam. Cecil gave them the very best of her, and her light shines so brightly in both of you. The daughter of Neriman and the late Mehmet, Sister Zuhal, Selçuk, and Nihal, daughter-in-law of Farid and the late Yunus Elitok, and friend to countless people, and a beautiful community member as well in every community she ever joined around the world. She was born and raised in Turkey, and she and Ali got married in 2007, and the song that you heard first in the beginning of the service was actually their wedding song, as time goes by. They moved as a couple to Hamburg, Germany in 2008, the next year, and Scylla was born in Hamburg 2 years later. In 2002, they moved back to Istanbul, which was the city that they both loved so much. In 2015, Karen was born, and in 2016, the family moved to Michigan, which made all of us here so lucky. Her undergraduate degree was in economics from Marmara University, Istanbul. She received her PhD from the University of Utah in economy. She did postdoctoral research fellow at, I'm totally gonna mispronounce this one, Mirakak Migration Research Center in Istanbul. And she had many jobs in her career. She was an assistant professor at University in Istanbul. She was a Marie Curie Fellow at the Hamburg Institute of International Economics. She also was a Mercator IPC Fellow at the Istanbul Policy Center. She was a consultant at World Bank on a number of international mobility research projects. She also did a variety of research projects at Michigan State University. And most recently, she was an associate professor at Oakland University, teaching as a special lecturer on both economics and migration topics. So last night I did a little research at Oakland University. They have this thing called Rate My Professor. It's for all the universities. I wonder what her students thought of her. I bet they thought she was wonderful. I'm happy to announce 100% of the reviews said they would take her class again. And I have two quotes from some of the students. The first said, Professor Elitok was one of the sweetest persons you'll ever meet. She was very open to other students' opinions, and she loved it when students participate. The other said, the Professor Elitok is such a kind woman. She is very passionate about the subject and really wants to help her students. I would for sure take her again. She also published so many things, many articles specifically on migration and related social and economical impacts. For those of you who are interested in the table in front of the TV in the back, there's a variety of her published articles there if you want to take a peek, including one that she authored herself on her own book. She also had articles in the National Turkish newspaper in the last year or so. And she was honored, and one of the things she was proudest of was helping her daughter Scylla publish her first book when Scylla was just in 3rd grade. Watch out, world. We've got a lot more books in our future from Scylla, I'm sure. Cecil was a leftist. She believed in human rights, women rights, and refugee rights. She was very progressive. She believed in equality for all. She was also an optimist. When she found out that she had cancer, she put up a saying on the wall across their bed. It said, wake up every morning with the thought that something wonderful is going to happen. She had some other joys other than her beloved family and friends. She loved to travel. In fact, they honeymooned in the Mediterranean and had the time of their lives. Ali and Cecil loved Italy, and they traveled all over together. She loved jazz music. If any of you had the opportunity to be hosted at her home, there was always a beautiful blend of jazz music in the background. She actually loved jazz so much she took lessons on it to learn about the history and how it came to be and the artists. She loved to learn and read, as you can imagine, with all of the articles and books that she had both published and that she had read along the way. She loved coffee. And I'm grateful to say that she actually did a Turkish coffee grounds reading for me. So when you flip the cup over, she can read the grounds. And I don't recall exactly what it was, but I imagine it was something very ridiculous about me, which was accurate. So it was fun. We did it in the front yard. Here are some very fun facts about her, some of which I knew and some of which I did not. She loved gang movies. I found that to be so fascinating. She loved the Godfather movies, the series. She said, Ali told me yesterday she watched it about 50 times. Every time they moved to a new place, she would actually watch them all over again. And she had a collection of more than 30 Little Prince books. Whenever she traveled, she tried to buy one in the original language of the country she was in. Her favorite animal is the hippo. And an additional research last night, under the very prestigious animalinU.com, there is no bigger heart that beats in the animal kingdom than the hippo. Hippos are loving, warm creatures who are concerned with the emotional well-being of everyone they know. That seems about right to me. She also spoke 3 languages, Turkish, German, and English. And amazingly so, she had a sense of humor in all of them, which is kind of hard to do. She was in love with Istanbul. She was really a city girl who just ended up in the suburbs of Detroit. We would love to learn from all of you a little bit more about how she brought joy to all of your lives. And so we will be inviting anyone to the front who would like to share some of their memories about Cecil. The first person that's going to share is Cecil's lovely sister, Zuhal.
Hi everyone, I'm Zuhal. She has 2 sisters and I'm the older one. I'm not good at speech, and I know we have Turkish friends here and people at Zoom. And I want to keep it very simple and short, but I want to say a few words in Turkish if you allow me to do. So I believe we share all same feeling. Why it happened, it is not fair. And then we ask question why it happened, why doctors couldn't help. As a doctor and sister, I have been asking this question again and again. Unfortunately, there is no answer. And I ask every possible friends and their world famous mentors if we could do anything or if we can do anything for Secil, and she likes to be called in this country as Secil, but unfortunately the answer is always same. It was not curable. But we didn't expect it will be so fast. And her 2 doctors, Dr. Versaloni and Dr. Sobilo, were there. And they have been crying more than us, more than myself. And they have been sharing their again and again experiences. And they were trying to convince me that I could have nothing to do for her. I wish I can believe that, and I wish I can convince myself for this. So Secil was a fighter, and she fought until very end. And I tried to help her for her wishes. And it was a very difficult journey, painful journey, but she wanted to be here. She wanted to get treatment here and be close to her family and kids. And she wanted to stay here, close to her kids. And we did as she wishes. So she grew up in Turkey. Turkey was a very tough place for women, as you can imagine, for progressive people, for intellectual, and she was one of them. And she survived everywhere, and she prepared herself to move to anywhere all over the world, and she survived by herself and take care of kids, and she was able to do that. She survived in Hamburg. She survived in one of the most difficult cities, which is Istanbul. She established life, and she got beautiful jobs everywhere in place, and she was ready to go anywhere and survive there and establish a life there. My father wanted to all of us become doctors, and she followed her dreams, and she became a doctor in economics, and I'm happy she did. As you can imagine, starting her teenager years, she was involved with political activist groups, student organizations, leftist parties, and she continued to do this in academic environments, and she continued to write, do research and search again, and focused on migration, refugee crisis, inequalities, labor abuse, woman abuse, you can imagine. I asked her what she advised to me, and she said, don't work hard. I think I want to share this. And she said, do whatever you love to do, and be whatever you want to be. And I think you have to hear this, and we have to follow that. So for my Turkish friends, ben hepinize bu Zoom'dan katıldığınız için ve bizimle bugünü paylaştığınız için çok teşekkür ediyorum. Benim için çok anlamlı. Bizim çok ayrı bir hukukumuz, çok ayrı bir tarihimiz, çok ayrı bir ülkemiz, kültürümüz var. Ama biz kendimizi burada var ettik. Var etmeye devam ediyoruz. Belki şunu söylemem gerekiyor ki insanın kendini değiştirmesi çok zor. Secil de değişmedi. Biz hep aynı şeyleri paylaştık. Birlikte sloganlar attık. Ben ona kurtuluş yok tek başına, ya hep beraber ya hiçbirimiz dedim. Hep beraber savaştık. Ne yazık ki savaşı kaybedeceğimizi biliyorduk en başından beri, 6 ay öncesinden beri. Ama yenilmedik. Çarpışarak devam ettik. Ve Secil survived here. Biz onu hep survivor olarak çağırdık. Çünkü o kendisine çok büyük hedefler koydu. Ve Secil başardı. Her son, Kerem, is here. He asked me if my mom survived. He asked this question again and again, and I want to say him, yes, she survived, and she will survive always with us, and she could survive everywhere all over the country, and she survived here, and she decided to stay here. Secil var olacak. Secil burada kalmayı tercih etti. Detroit'te olmayı tercih etti ve çocuklarına yakın olmayı istedi. Burada olacak. Hepinize çok teşekkür ediyorum. Thank you so much. My speech was longer than I expected. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zuhal. That was beautiful, and I loved hearing your Turkish messages as well. It is my understanding there is a family friend that might want to share something. Laura? So sorry, again, I can't pronounce anything. Please come up if you're, yes, hi.
Hello, everyone. So our family is blessed to know the Elitoks and to have developed a friendship with them during these past few years. And it's been an honor for me to get to know Secil, and I'll read just something that I shared in a moment with just our book club, which is how the two of us initially met. I know we have some other friends here that are a part of the book club as well. And so I got to know Secil through this group, and immediately felt connected with her even on Zoom, and had a deep admiration for her, as do so many of us, because she is such a light, and someone I've always looked up to from the moment that I've met her. So over the past year and a half, our families have gotten together, and this was Secil's idea, to get our children together as we continued to get to know each other. And, we've had many adventures together in our homes, and our children have had a chance to bond, and we've really formed a lot of love for the family. And I can say as a friend that in this short amount of time, Secil has changed my life, and I'm ever grateful for our friendship and everything that I've learned from her. She renewed in me a profound zest for life, for reading, and for always taking an opportunity to learn and think more deeply about things, all of the things around us. I also have to say I have so much admiration for her as a mom. She's just watching her, how deeply she thinks and how protective she is of the family has really gotten me to think about how I could be a better parent, be a better mother as well. I feel honored and proud, and I always will, that such an accomplished, worldly, unbelievably fun, and beautiful lady would want to call me a friend. And feeling this loss deeply as I am, I know that she's occupied a huge space in my heart. So just so much love, and very grateful for the time that we've been able to spend with one another. Is that okay? Of course. I sing some? Of course, please do. All right, I could do that. I also could share a song with you. And this is a song that I shared with Secil, a few weeks ago. And it's a song of hope. And it's also secular, so hopefully that's okay. And it's a song that maybe could bring hope to all of us right now as friends, family, community that is grieving. And I'll try and get it together here. Got this. When you walk through the storm, keep your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. I particularly liked the phrase, walk on with hope in your heart, and I hope that all of you will be able to do that as well. At this moment, we're actually going to open up our live stream for anyone who would like to share remembrances via the live stream. We'll do all of them first, and then we will open up to everyone else in the room at that time.
can make Turkish announcement. If Zoom'dan bağlanmak isteyen ve konuşmak isteyen bütün arkadaşlar için şu anda izin var. Lütfen bağlanın ve konuşun.
Can I talk?
Yes. Yes, please go ahead.
Should I talk in English or Turkish?
Whatever your preference is.
Okay, let's do in English for understanding for you and for the kids, and then maybe I can make a Turkish translation very fast.
Amazing.
I'm calling from Lisbon. Secil, when I know Secil, so she was at secondary school and high school. So she was like my sister because I was the ex-husband of Zuhal. So Secil was so lovely and lively person. So I was also involved in her many decisions, especially academic decisions in the career. And also I had the chance recently working together in the same university in Istanbul, in Koç University. So we were sometimes having the same shuttle and talking a lot about many things and lots of things. And so she was always, we were having fun. So what I want as a person who is quite full of life and a very positive person and always trying to, we were also, as Zuhal said, we were calling her as the survivor because always we were trying to find the positive things in the life. So another point, I'm very proud of seeing Sıla and Kerem. They should know that we have a huge family and we will always remember Secil as a nice person and lots of positive things. And they should be proud of their mom. Always they will be proud, in fact, and we will live. And Secil is going to survive with us, still continue to live with us, all of us. In Türkçe arkadaşlarımıza konuşmak zor gerçekten. Secil hakkında. Yani Secil çok sevdiğimiz bir arkadaşımızdı. Çok canlıydı, çok heyecanlıydı. Elden gelen her şey yapıldı ama bu hayat, hayatın sonunda elbette bu tür şeyler hepimizin kaçınılmaz yaşayacağı şeyler. Daha sık dayanışma içinde olmalıyız. Daha çok birbirimizi aramalıyız, daha çok sarılmalıyız. Secil bize giderken bile bir mesaj vermiş. Onu Zuhal'den öğrendik. Hakikaten ona dikkat etmeliyiz. Herkese selam, sevgiler. Tüm Ali'ye en başta, sevgili Ali'ye tekrar başsağlığı ve çocuklarımız Sıla ve Kerem'i de gözlerinden öpüyorum. Zuhal'e, Nihal'e hepsine başsağlığı diliyorum. İyi akşamlar diliyorum. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. We very much appreciate it. I'm so sorry. I'm also blind.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, please go right ahead.
Hi, I met Secil during my college education, and we have been friends since then. And she's such a caring and fun person. At the moment you meet her, you know she will be in your life for the rest of your life. We lost her too quickly and too unexpected. We were not expecting to lose her too quickly, and it's a shock for everyone. And we will always remember her, her kind heart, her support for her friends when they're lowest. She touched all of our lives in so many ways that we can never forget. And she raised two beautiful children. She was caring so much. And even though she was, fighting for her life, she was still thinking about the ones around her and how sad they are. And she's unbelievably nice. And I can't believe that, we lost her. And I just wanted to say something in Turkish to her family. Hepimizin başı sağ olsun. Diyecek söz bulamıyorum. Çok erken ve çok hızlı kaybettik Seçil'i. Sıla ve Kerem, siz onun en sevdikleri, hep aklında siz vardınız. Ali, Zuhal, tüm ailesi, herkes elinden gelen her şeyi yaptı ve Seçil bunu çok iyi biliyordu. Size başsağlığı diliyorum. Hepimize sabırlar diliyorum. Çok uzun konuşmak istemiyorum. Hepimize başsağlığı diliyorum. Hoşçakalın.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Hello, can I speak?
Yes, please.
Ben izninizle Türkçe konuşacağım. İnsan yası kendi dilinde tutabiliyor galiba. İngilizce konuşmayı beceremeyeceğim şu anda. Ben Göze, Seçil'in çocukluk arkadaşıyım. Yaklaşık 25 senedir tanıyorum Seçil'i. Son 10 senemiz ayrı geçti. Saçma bir küskünlük yüzünden muhtemelen. 3 gündür düşünüyorum, keşke kabul etmeseydim bu küslüğü ve üstüne gitseydim. Arasaydım Seçil'i. Ölüm çok değişik duygular getiriyor gerçekten, ama çocukluk arkadaşınızı kaybettiğiniz zaman her şey birbirine karışıyor, çünkü henüz bir benliğiniz olmadığı zamanlar tanışmışsınız. Ondan ne almışsınız, siz ona ne vermişsiniz, hepsi birbirine karışıyor. O yüzden çocukluk arkadaşınızı kaybettiğinizde benliğinizden bir parça gitmiş gibi oluyor. Ben aynen böyle hissediyorum 3 gündür. Burada başka çocukluk arkadaşları da var benim görebildiğim kadarıyla. Behiye burada, Berfin burada, Özge burada. Sanırım bütün bu süre boyunca söylediklerim duyulmadı. Mute'daydı galiba sesim. Doğru mu?
Hayır, duyuldu.
Duyduk.
Tamam. Güzel.
Please go right ahead.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hepimizin başı sağ olsun. Başta Ali, Sıla, Kerem, Neriman teyze, Zuhal. Hepinize gönülden sımsıkı sarılıyorum. Yanınızda olabilmeyi çok isterdim. Sadece bizim hayatlarımızda değil, Önder abinin söylediği gibi, Zuhal'in söylediği gibi Seçil bir savaşçıydı. O yüzden dünya içinde bir kayıp Seçil'in yokluğu. Bize bıraktığı, bize hatırlattığı şeylerin peşinden gitmeye devam edeceğiz. Ama sokakta, ama akademide. Hepimizin başı sağ olsun.
Thank you so much. Very much appreciate it.
Can I speak?
Yes, please do.
Herkese merhaba. Öncelikle Türkçe başlamak istiyorum. Hepimizin başı sağ olsun. Türkiye'den, İzmir'den katılıyorum. Ben aslında Ali'nin yeğeni Başak Çılgın ismim. Ama şu an buraya Ali Elitok'un yeğeni olarak değil, Secil'in kız kardeşi olarak katılıyorum. Ben öyle hissediyorum. Kendisi benim ablam gibiydi. Biz uzun bir süre beraber aynı evi paylaştık. Beraber bir yıla yakın süre geçirdik. Ben o süreçte Secil ablayla çok güzel zamanlar geçirdim. Çok farklı anlar paylaştık. Çocuklarla beraber, gerek dayımla beraber. Yeri bende çok ayrı. Çok söylenecek bir söz yok. Onunla beraber ben de Türkiye'den elimden geldiği kadar gönülden bağlı olarak survive ettim. Onu çok seviyorum. Hepimizin gönlünde farklı bir yer kazandı bence. Hepimizin tekrar başı sağ olsun. For English side, I'm Ali's nephew and I'm calling from Izmir, Turkey. And so I'm also older sister for Kerem and Sıla. And so I'm really sorry about our loss for our family. and she will always be in my heart. And I know she will be watching me on my decision for life, and I will be speaking with her with my hard times as usual in past. And I'm sorry for and that's all. Thank you.
Oh, and I'm very sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you. Angela?
Shall I speak?
Yes, you may.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So my name is Anya. I met Secil more than a decade ago at the Istanbul Policy Center, where we were part of the first research cohort. And I remember this day when we met exactly. It was the welcoming session of this fellowship. And we soon found that we had so many things in common. First, our migrant experience at that time. She had just moved back to Turkey from Hamburg, while I was coming from other places and lived abroad for a long time as well. And then also our motherhood, our joint motherhood, where I had given birth to my second daughter just shortly before we met. And Secil had little Scylla at that time. We also talked about how to combine working life with children and motherhood and a lot of other things. Then after 4 years, I decided to go back to Germany. And Ali and Scylla and Karen and Secil then moved to the US. Since then, actually, we have never met in person again. That was something like 8 years ago now, I think. But we continued to be in touch, and we had a lot of beautiful conversations and really deep conversations about so many things, shared happy moments, frustrating moments, planned the exchange of our children across Germany, Turkey, and the US. And also reflecting on our next steps on our career. We laughed and cried together. I thought it would be one of these calls again when she called me in December, but then she said she was ill. And she also told me that she'd come to realize that when you are in this situation, you look back at your career, your life actually, not your career, and you're saying, and she told me and said, it doesn't really matter so much what you do at work, things that have bothered you, or people that have bothered you. What really matters, the only thing that matters, are your children. And she loves you very much, Secil, Scylla, and Karen. And she also told me it matters, your family matters, and the relationships that you have in your life. And this is the relationship with you, Secil. Is that what will matter to me when I look back at my life? Rest in peace. It's good to have you as a friend.
Thank you so much. You may go ahead, Anja. Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't.
You may speak again. You may keep speaking if you'd like.
I can't do translation in Turkish, unfortunately. My Turkish is not good enough anymore.
Nor is my English, and it's my native language, I guess. Thank you. Is there anyone else online that would like to share anything? Oh, Rosa.
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Can I speak?
Yes.
Can I speak?
Yes, you may.
Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. This is Tuba. I'm calling from Turkey, Fethiye. I met Secil in Istanbul. We spent too much time together in Istanbul, especially. I think I will express my feelings in Turkish because it's really difficult to convert it to, English. That's why I'm sorry for that. I will continue to speak in Turkish if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
Seçil'le Ali sayesinde aslında tanıştım. Ali İstanbul hayatımda benim yakın arkadaşlarımdan biriydi. Seçil'in hayatıma girmesi benim için çok büyük bir şans. Onu hep böyle pırıl pırıl gözleriyle hatırlıyorum. Her zaman karşıma gelen şey o, ilk onun ismi geldiğinde. Ve gülümsemesini hatırlıyorum. Bir de detaylara aşırı derecede önem vermesini. En çok bir kahve içmek için herhangi bir yere gittiğimizde o kahvenin gerçekten güzel olması için güzel yorumlar yapardı. Biraz önce caz müziğin tarihini mesela incelemesinden bahsettiniz. Ona tanık olan insanlardan biriyim. Türkiye'deyken yaptı bunu ve çok takdir etmiştim. Yani cazı çok sevdiğimi fark ettim gerçekten ve bunun tarihini, geçmişini öğrenmem gerekiyor diyen bir insandı. Aslında her şeyi merak ediyordu. Her şeyi merak ettiği için çok da mutlu yaşadığını düşünüyorum. Her zaman her şeyle savaşan bir insandı. Savaşan derken bunu olumsuz anlamda söylemiyorum. Haksızlıklara karşı gelmek anlamında söylüyorum. Bir otobüsle geldiği yolculuğunda bile şoförün nasıl davrandığına takılabiliyordu. Hayatı detaylarıyla güzel yaşadığını düşünüyorum. Ve hayatı boyunca da bizimle beraber olacağına inanıyorum gerçekten. Bazı insanlar dünyada seçilmiş insanlar bence. O belki de bu dünyadaki görevini tamamladığı için şu anda farklı bir yolculuğa çıktı, öyle düşünüyorum. Özellikle bunu Kerem ve Sıla için söylemek istiyorum. Gerçekten bu dünyada yapması gereken şeyleri belki de tamamladı ve farklı bir dünyada farklı kapılar açıyor olacak. Ama siz istediğiniz zaman onunla her zaman iletişim halinde kalabileceksiniz. Yaşantılarınızla, anılarınızla. Ve her zaman o gücü içinizde hissedebileceksiniz. Çünkü onun kadar güçlü bir annenin çocukları olduğunuz için bunu yapabileceğinizi biliyorum. Herkese sabır diliyorum. Aslında kalanlara çok zor bir şey bu. Bizim için çok zor. Belki onun için çok güzel bir yolculuktur. Umarım öyledir. Onu çok seviyoruz. Herkese sabır diliyorum. Görüşmek üzere.
Thank you so much. It's my understanding we have one more person, two more people online.
May I please?
Yes. Yes,
Hi,
go right ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry, it's just so difficult. I'm Emek from Istanbul and Turkey. Secil was my classmate from the college, and he was like a mentor to me because I came from a smaller city. She came from Ankara, so she taught me a lot of things. She taught me how to cope with life in Istanbul, how it was difficult because, and we wandered around the city together a lot. And I met a lot of friends because of her. I made this city more beautiful with her. And just so difficult. I just want to continue in Turkey because I want to say a few words to her family. Herkese başsağlığı diyorum ve çok üzücü, gerçekten bir araya getiremediğim bir olay. Seçil'in böyle bir süreçten geçmesi ki yani kanserin nasıl bir şey olduğunu ben de bizzat deneyimlemiş biri olarak ayrıca biliyorum. Başsağlığı diliyorum, sabır diliyorum herkese. May she rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to have one more person speak from online.
Can I speak? My name is Nezaket.
Yes, go right ahead.
I want to speak Turkish.
Yes, please.
Ben I am Ali's oldest sister. Secil'i kaybetmeden bir hafta kadar önce ben de görmek için, hem vedalaşmak için, destek olmak için yanlarına gittim. Secil benimle vedalaşmadı. Nezaket abla vedalaşmayalım dedi. Demin söylendi ya, insan hakları, göçmen hakları, kadın hakları. Secil Amerika'da doktorasını bitirip Türkiye'ye döndüğünde benden bir şey rica etmişti. Nezaket abla dedi, Türkiye'den Almanya'ya göç eden göçlerle ilgili sinema filmlerini bulabilir miyiz? Onları araştırdım ben. Sinema koleksiyonu olan bir arkadaştan bütün göçmen filmlerini izledi. Onun sayesinde ben de tekrar izledim. Bu vedalaşmamanın nedeni şu diye düşünüyorum. Görüşlerinin, yapmak istediklerinin, daha yaptıklarının ve yapacaklarının devam etmesi için benimle vedalaşmadığını ben düşündüm. Ve onların da devam edeceğini biliyorum. Ben oraya geldiğimde şunu gördüm. Secil'e, Hasan Ali'ye, Sıla'ya ve Kerem'e çok saygı duydum. Ben hekimim ve psikiyatristim. Bu işin teorisini bilmek başka bir şey ama bunu yaşamak çok başka bir şey. Onların o çekirdek ailenin işbirliğini, kardeşimin yoldaşlığını, Secil'in yoldaşına olan güvenini, çok zorlu, yaşarken kendi yasını tutmak, bunu kabullenmek, bunu çocuklarına söylemek, bu çok büyük güçlülük gerektiriyor, güçlü olmayı gerektiriyor. Ben Secil'de de onu gördüm, Hasan Ali'de, Sıla'da, Kerem'de bile gördüm. Metanetle karşıladılar. Bir yandan mücadele ederek, bir yandan çocuklarının kursuna gitmesini sağlayarak, okuluna gitmesini sağlayarak, bir yandan eve gelince konuşarak. Son konuşmalarımızda çok güzeldi ve ya Nezaket abla seninle şöyle baş başa bir tatil yapıp kız kıza ne güzel sohbetlerimiz olurdu. Biz bunu yapmış kabul edelim dedik. Öyle başka dünyalarda ne yapıyor bilmem ne. Bunlar Secil de inanmıyordu. Ben de inanmıyorum. Geldi. Çok güzel. Kendi doğru bildiği biçimde, kendi istediği biçimde ailesini kurdu. Bu değerleri çocuklarına aktardığını düşünüyorum. Eşiyle paylaştığını, bizlerle de paylaştığını düşünüyorum. Geniş aile üyelerimize Zuhal, Neriman Hanım, Nihal, İbrahim, benim aile üyelerim, hepimiz bu acıyı paylaştık ve devam edecek. O mücadeleci ruha saygı gereği bizler de devam edeceğiz ve en önemlisi Secil'in dünya için yapmak istediği, yaptıkları, onları okumak, görmek, değerlendirmek bile çok önemli diye düşünüyorum. Teşekkür ederim. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. At this time, we'll open up to anyone in the room that might want to share something. You're welcome to come up. Well, I'll share my journey for a moment, just on a personal note. Cecil was one of my absolute closest friends, not because we knew each other for many years, or because we spent every day together, or frankly, much time together at all, but it was because of the quality of time together that we did spend. She really made me a better person. Her wisdom and her ability to accept me for my goofiness and my silliness, despite her elegance, was a real gift to me. And we would take walks and talk about raising our children next door to each other for many more years. and taking trips together as families back to Turkey to visit all the places that she loved. She would help me be a better parent and a better wife and hopefully a better friend. I was going through readings that we could go through today, and one that felt the most appropriate was one from Winnie the Pooh. And I believe that she would have said this to me if we had the opportunity to talk at this closer to the end. And the quote is, "If there ever is a tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we are apart, I will always be with you." And I believe that she will always be with me and each of us. If no one has anything else to share, please come up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Nowen. I'm a professor at Michigan State University, and I actually met Secil just before her family moved to Michigan. She was working at the Migration Research Center in Koç University, which, by the way, is one of the world's most renowned migration centers. And she was there working with Professor Ahmet İçdüğü, and she emailed me and said she was moving to this area not far from Michigan State, and Professor İçdüğü said, "You should talk to this person I know who works at Michigan State." So she emailed me. I got this email, and she said, "Maybe we could talk over Skype sometime." And I replied, "I would love to talk with you. We could actually meet in person because I'm in Istanbul right now." I was there for a week or two. And she said, "Wow, okay, where are you staying?" And I said, I'm staying with a friend in Kadıköy. "That's where we live. Do you know the Starbucks, the big Starbucks in Kadıköy?" I said, "Everyone knows the big Starbucks in Kadıköy. It's 4 stories high. That's how much Turks like their coffee." So we met up at the Starbucks and talked about when she would move, and maybe we could work together. And I said, I think maybe we could get you a visiting position at one of the research centers there. So that was my first conversation with Secil. And then as she was getting to know the area, she had this idea of doing this study on highly educated Turkish women who moved to the United States for their spouses' positions and how they had to kind of remake their own professional lives. And it was an amazing study. We worked together on it, but she did all of the interviews. Her ideas really drove the project. And of course, one of the things we found was that, in having to kind of rethink your own career trajectory, you end up focusing a lot on your children and taking advantage of the opportunities that the migration and the new location and all the other new opportunities, really maximizing those for her kids, which Secil absolutely did. And we submitted the paper to the Journal of Ethnic and Migration Studies, and we got an R&R, which for the non-academics just means here's a whole giant list of things we want you to revise, but if you do that, we'll probably publish it. And so I was really hoping that I could get the revisions done so that Secil could see them accepted for publication, and that hasn't happened yet, but Ali, you will be absolutely the first person to find out when we get that accepted, and we can add it to the many publications that she worked on. So, thank you.
So, hello everyone. Ümit Orkun, family friend. Secil did like very much poems, and then Turkish poet Nazım Hikmet. I would like to read for her. It's about friendship, but I'm going to read it in Turkish as all we Turkish people first time read them. Biz haber etmeden haberimizi alırsın. 7 yıllık yoldan kuş kanadıyla gelirsin. Gözümüzün dilinden anlar, elimizin sırrını bilirsin. Namuslu bir kitap gibi güler, alnımızın terini silersin. O gider, bu gider, şu gider. Dostluk, sen yanı başımızda kalırsın. So, Cecil friendships always will stay with us. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to share anything? Oh, I see a hand. Please come up.
My name is Chris Tarr, and I was involved in starting the group that Secil joined, a book group. And I've known her for a couple of years, and I found out a couple weeks ago kind of what was going on, but I didn't really know the whole story. Well, I kind of did, but I was asked to keep it a secret, understandably at the time. So, the night that Secil died, I decided that I did not know what was going on. And I decided that I wanted to write her a letter because I didn't know how long it was going to be. But I really felt her very, very strongly in my heart. So I sat down and wrote a letter to her. And in the middle of the night, I didn't send it off because I scribbled it out on a pad and I was going to transcribe it the next day and send it by email or text or something. But in the middle of the night, I was awake, still was feeling very strongly her presence somehow. And I was checking the weather, and then I decided to check my email and saw that she had passed that night. So I want to share the letter that I wrote to her. And a little explanation. My daughter-in-law, Aylan, is Turkish, and it took me a whole year to try to find a time to get Secil and her together. And we did finally last July. The whole family came out, and we had a lovely day. And I was happy to see that they hit it off. And so Aylan got to know Silla and Kerem, and she talked a lot about you both. So here's my letter. Dear Secil, it's been a couple weeks since I learned about the severity of your illness. Just after Aylan spoke with Ali, I happened to be with her. We were meeting up for the first time since she returned from Turkey. When she came up the stairs, she hugged me so warmly and intensely, as she usually does, then broke into tears, not being one to hide her feelings. She then told me about the call with Ali and asked me not to tell anyone. Since then, I've not heard any updates on your condition, but I want you to know I have been holding you and your whole family in my heart. Even though we've only known each other for a couple years, I have felt it a privilege and honor to know you. From the first time meeting you on Zoom, I wanted to be part of your circle, a member of your fan club, I suppose. In certain significant ways, I felt you to be a kindred spirit, a fellow Earth Mother who cares so much about others, the inequities and injustices in the world, and a fiery passion to make a difference. I felt both the depth of your compassion and your brilliance as a teacher. I was deeply honored that you asked me to speak to your class. It reignited a flame in me too, to continue to do what I can to make a difference. Secil was the first person who ever told me I rocked after that. She was so positive. I've always been aware that the pandemic was a tough taskmaster for you, requiring you to juggle more plates than one can be expected to balance, while trying to navigate the waters of academia, jumping through hoops to reestablish yourself and your gifts into the capricious halls of academia. And yet, you somehow found time to gather people together, to celebrate, to laugh, to share new experiences, like how to make authentic Turkish coffee. Though I have not had much opportunity to spend time with your children, I was impressed by them when I met them. You're clearly a wise mother. Whenever Island was with them, she would later go on and on about what amazing children they are. From my many years as a teacher, I know that it's not just about the roll of the genetic dice. I have no doubt they will go on to be a testament to your loving mother wisdom. Your light will shine through them no matter what they do or where they go. So, Secil, I'm having trouble finding the words to express what is really in my heart. I wish I could find some magic formula or wise incantations or any way I could help alleviate whatever pain or suffering you may be going through. Whether it is your destiny to stay or move on, I just want you to know I love you. I admire you greatly, and I'm deeply grateful for you and the brief times we shared. In peace and love, Chris.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gemma. I'm Cecil's neighbor and one of good friends. And it's taken me a lot of encouragement to stand here because when she reached me in December, and we had a talk, and it took a long time for her to reach me because she wanted to have some positive vibes. And she told me she is getting through this this journey of healing because I am a survivor of a breast cancer. She wants to have some good advice and how to get through and be stronger. And at that time, I can feel she has a lot of encouragement to contact and to share this because their family is such a sincere family and a good friends. And that at that time, I almost finished my yoga teacher training. So she said, Gemma, I want some meditation and I want, because the first impression of being a neighbor is Ali and Cecil is every day walking in the neighborhood. And my husband and I, Bruce and I, we almost working in the neighborhood every day. So we always say hi. The second impression is they raise very good kids, and we always see them spending time with kids, talking with Sila, and but ride bicycle with Kiram. That's what we do also. So at that time, I said, after I graduate from my yoga teacher training, let's do something together because it's really hard for her to not exercising, be outdoor, and doing things. Second, the family want to be modest, to keep it confidential, to protect the kids, and also in a lot of way to get through the journey. So I said, let's do that together. So I was lucky enough to see the best parts of her, of the whole fight, the whole journey. And we do meditation together, we do yoga together in the way, at that time, she's really, really lovely. We talk, we laugh. And I want to say, of everyone to come here and of everyone to coming around the world for the Zoom, we all realize life is really, really wonderful for this woman. She is a nonstop learner, and she is such a beautiful soul. As a good mom, and I as a friend, I say, your mom is very proud of you, Sila, because at the time we invite them to come over for a family get-together, and I was playing piano and Sila was dancing in front of it. And Kiram, mom is always loving you, and I would say I have 2 boys, and you can always play with them. So we have very good neighbors, and we always have wines together, but it's all beautiful time. So I would say today I read something, heaven is a good place for very good people. So I really wish she has good time over there, and we all will looking forward for grown up with the whole family. Ali, you always have our support as a very good community. Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to share? Now we're going to have a song, the song You Belong to Me. The family has a few announcements for everyone. The first announcement is all of the donations that have come through the tribute page of the funeral home, those will all be donated to Turkish girls who have had little or no access to education. Cecil would have loved that. I'm very happy for that. Additionally, there is a luncheon that will be immediately after the service, and that's going to be at the Elitok home. There are pieces of paper near the entrance if you need the address. All are welcome and encouraged to come, so we hope that we will see everyone there. Also tomorrow, there is a cemetery committal. That is at Van Heusen Jones Stony Creek Cemetery. The service will be at 11 a.m., but there will be a processional if you want to come with your vehicle and do a processional. That will be meeting at the Elitok home at 10:30 tomorrow morning. That is not on the piece of paper, so I'll just say it one more time. So if you want to take part of the vehicle processional, that will start at 10:30 tomorrow morning at the Elitok home. As we close, my wish for each of you is that you live your lives to the absolute fullest. My wish for you is that each of you tell everyone that you love how much you love them, and all the things that people shared today, that you share that with the people that you love. My wish is that you share your love with those around you, and you cherish even the most small, mundane moments with all of your loved ones. Cecil's family would like to genuinely thank every single one of you for spending your day with them today. We will never forget Cecil, the light she brought to this world, and the intoxicatingly joyful way she made us feel about our lives. May her memory forever live on in your hearts and minds. And this concludes our memorial. The final song will be Cover Me with Sunshine by Pink, which is one of her favorite songs. You too, Karen, me too.
Anyone still wants